Wow. That's a good point though. That's a great point. Where did my dog go?
It's right there.
Oh god. Oh, I can see him. Hey bud, just lay there.
You're a great parent.
I am. I really. No, like we'll be outside and I'm like, where did he go? And he's like right in front of me. I'm like, okay.
That's actually a little concerning.
It is, but he's fine. He hasn't died yet, so we're good. Shut up, me. No one asked you. All right, so I'm Noah. I am creative.
I'm Isaac. Am I creative?
Yes, and welcome to Am I Creative?
As of recording this, the Super Bowl was just yesterday.
Yes, it was. Who won?
The Bucks won.
Okay.
So the thing about the Super Bowl is it seems like the ads are a lot more popular than the game itself. Why do you think the Super Bowl ads are so popular and successful?
I think the underlying philosophy is where you somewhat have normal rules in the world of advertising, what you can and can't do. For some reason, we've socially accepted that within reason, anything goes in the Super Bowl. So the biggest budgets, the most crazy ideas, the most abstract ideas, it's just like, here's a canvas, paint what you want. And I think that's, honestly, I think if we approached advertising more like that, people would probably see better results. Because that's what keeps people engaged, right? It's something new, it's something that's different. People like being taken for a ride a little bit, and not just always shoving the same message down their throat the same way. So I think that's why people like it, is because they're like, it's like going to the movies. I wonder what I'm gonna see this time.
From the get-go, Super Bowl advertisements have always been like movie productions. Because you think about it, the Super Bowl is probably one of the biggest events ever. And so if you're paying that much to have a spot, a 30-second spot in this thing, then you're gonna want it to be a movie production because you're gonna want it to be you don't want anybody to forget it. You want it to be memorable. I think as time and like what you were just saying, how there's rules in advertisement in the advertising world. Well, I think like over the course of like these past like 5 years, I wanna say, those rules have been broken. And you're seeing a lot more Super Bowl advertisements and regular advertising, like day-to-day advertising. But now that the rules are broken and that became the norm, then it's like when you look at the Super Bowl, everything that they do is just a step up, right? And so now, and I almost guarantee you that like any advertisements that we saw in the Super Bowl, that's gonna be the new standard. And so like as time goes on, so like the rest of 2021 and then into 2022, like there's gonna be bigger and better productions.
Which is better, dog or cat videos?
Dog.
Not dog or cats, but dog or cat videos.
Cat videos, 100%.
Dog videos. I have a dog, and I will make funny videos.
So you're
It's a
basing that
challenge.
on what's gonna come and not what already exists.
Yes. Just kidding. No, there's some funny dog videos out there.
There are, but I mean, have you ever seen someone lay a cucumber behind a cat and watch the reaction?
Okay.
Check it out.
All right. Good point. Yeah, it's a good point. That's a good point. It's a great point. I'm a little biased because I have a son now.
Yeah, I get it.
It's a dog. The son is a dog. Okay, just continue.
What does this business's growth look like to you?
If you started with a niche, trying to develop a product that either A, allows you to work with more people in that niche, or if your product can be diversified to different people, expanding outside of your niche a little bit and starting to tap into those other markets. And the reason for that is if you get comfortable in what you're doing and you're not kind of pushing your own boundaries, then you're either green and growing or you're brown and dying. So diversifying your clients or diversifying your niche by growing it, I think it's crucial to if you want to scale something, then you have to be willing to step outside of your comfort zone and learn something new, try something that you're unfamiliar with, and it makes you develop new skills. You hone your skills that you have. So that's one thing. And then two, as a business owner, the more responsibility that you can give to your people, you start to create an atmosphere where people take ownership, people feel valued, You start to develop leaders instead of just having one guy who's in charge. And that's really where a business can scale and grow to a massive capacity. If it's only one or two guys running the business forever, it's going to stay a certain size because it can't grow anymore. There's physically only so much those two people can do. So the more you can start to give and develop people, your business will. So,
Yep. Yeah, that's a really good answer. Yeah, and I've been saying that since the beginning, right? I mean, we both said that since the beginning. I was like, I came to in the beginning of all this, I was like, man, like, I don't want this to just be something that we do that just ends up, just being us two and whatever, and no matter how much money we make. But on the flip side of that, I also think that having a really good process and fulfillment system down is just the key to growth. Making sure that, I can sell all day, but if my business isn't backing up what I'm saying, then I'm not gonna grow because people are gonna talk a lot of shit about it. And people just aren't gonna be happy with what they're getting. So if people aren't happy with what they're getting, then nobody's gonna use you, so then you're not gonna grow. Talking about short term real quick, and I know I'm rambling, but short term growth for us just means solidifying our process, making sure we have a steady way of knowing how clients are getting here, and then just investing in the people that are here now. Once we have that bar rate, bar to the ceiling kind of thing, to where we need to like expand and grow, that's when we can. But you don't grow unless if you're bursting at the seams. I learned that from an old friend.
When you're trying to grow, you may find yourself pushing yourself, and you could be pushing yourself a little too hard. How can you recognize when you're pushing yourself too hard?
When you're not enjoying it. That's when you really need to take a step back and evaluate. At least for me.
I had a business mentor that, you're right, but he showed me this picture where your life is essentially a wheel. You could divide it up like a pie. And if you're too focused or under-focused in an area, that wheel is gonna be an awkward shape. And so when it rolls, it's gonna roll really rough. So that for me is one thing I've had to learn, and I'm still learning, is balance. That's when I can notice that I'm pushing too hard in one particular area. So if I'm working too much, then my family life suffers, and I can tell that, or relationships with friends, or whatever it is. That's how I know if I'm working too hard in something. If you just take a step back and look, you'll see it, boom, right away. And it's a continual process of weighing and adding weight and taking weight off, but that's what you gotta do. So.
Yeah.
Is there a good strategy for growing Instagram? And if so, what is it?
Oh God. No, there's not. There's not. I don't care how many people say there is. I don't care how many lessons or courses that people are trying to sell that, they say, oh, grow your Instagram followers by this much. The only way, okay, I'll tell you this. The only way to do it is if you throw money at it, okay? You throw money at it, somebody will, engage with other people. I have a friend who grows people's Instagrams and stuff like that. But the way that they do it is that they advertise on other people's pages. And they say, go follow this page, right? That's really the only way to do it. Any other way is BS, because the algorithm changes every day, okay? People's behaviors and what people like changes every second. So the only thing I can tell people is the only strategy, quote unquote, you can use is you just be consistent in your content, in your branding, and in your messaging. And anybody who wants to argue with me or tell me a different way, I'm totally open to it. Or discuss with me, not argue. But anybody that has something else, totally open to discussion.
Insert change my mind meme right here.
Yes.
And the final question for today. Would you rather skydive or scuba dive?
Skydive.
Yeah, I think I'd have to go skydive.
Yeah, I'd rather just jump out of a plane. Cause if I do die, I'd rather just hit the ground really hard instead of drowning. You know what I mean?
Well, more likely you'd probably hit some trees, break some legs and stuff, and hopefully you die, but you may die a slow, painful death, but...
Nah. Bro, you're falling from 30,000 feet? Yeah, no, you're dead. No, but I'd rather go skydiving just because I'd like to see the world, everything. I go skydiving in France, you know what I mean? Somewhere in France where I can see the Eiffel Tower.
Fancy.
Yeah, right, and you're just wow. Yeah.
I'm just trying to jump out of a plane, man. I just want to
do some backflips.
My cheeks.
It's like his cheeks when he's out in the car. Anyways.
Pure adrenaline.
Yeah, it's great. All it?
What's up?
All good. Cool. Thank you for joining us for this session of Am I Creative? Tune in next time where I will actually not only have a dog, but I will have Thor. Come,
Bye.
get over here. Stay over here.